Elite Facts presents
7 ridiculous ways parents discipline their children. 8. Being a parent can be difficult. Looking after kids can be one of the most difficult tasks a person has to deal with. You're the person that has to teach your child about the ways of the world and prepare them for their adult life. Obviously, things don't always run smoothly, as kids can be a handful to control. In this video, we're going to go over all of the strange and downright harsh methods of punishment they use to discipline their kids. Here are 7 ridiculous ways parents discipline their children.
7.
Parents make son wear sign displaying poor grades. Now, the worst part about getting bad grades is when you have to go to your parents and show them your results. It's absolutely nerve-wracking. One of 2 things will happen. Either your parents will be supportive and will help you to aim higher, or they will rain down on you with fire and fury. Unfortunately for Trenton O'Neill, the latter happened to him. Well, after receiving tons of support at first. His parents had made numerous attempts to right the issue, like tutoring and even testing for learning disabilities. Unfortunately, none of it did Trenton any good. Finally, his father, Don General Jr., snapped and decided it was time for a new approach. He punished Trenton by forcing him to stand on a street corner with a sign displaying his grades. Trenton actually chose this punishment over his other option, which was to forego his cell phone for 2 weeks. We have no idea what that kid was thinking. Public humiliation or no cell phone for 2 weeks? Seems like a pretty easy choice if you ask us. Anyway, despite this, the Generals got a visit from Chesapeake Child Protective Services, who wanted to check on the boy's well-being after word spread about the strange sanctioning. The parental community has been highly supportive of the act, with many clamoring to try this out on their own offspring.
6.
Mother shoots son's mobile phone. We think we've all seen videos on YouTube of kids getting their possessions smashed by their parents. Whether it's real or fake, we've all seen at least one. Well, as it turns out, this is a pretty regular parenting technique used across the globe. It's kind of barbaric, but we guess if it makes your kids obey more, then do what you have to do, right? Anyway, we have one particular story in which a Southern mom decided to stick to her Southern roots and destroy her son's mobile phone the right way. This Southern mom yelled, quote,
"I hereby denounce the effects that social media has on my children, their disobedience, and their disrespect,"
and aimed her shotgun at her kids' cell phones and then pulled the trigger. She continued, quote,
"I refuse to be cursed. I refuse to be disobeyed. I take back my role as your parent."
As a final act of defiance and anger, she took a hammer to the phones to make sure they were all broken. This seems like a colossal waste of money, but again, if it gets results, then you do what you gotta do.
5.
Parents place ad volunteering daughter for babysitting services. We can't help but laugh at this one. Okay, so what's the most valuable thing to a teenager? Time outside of school, right? Well, these parents found the perfect punishment for their kid. When Robert and Wendy Roche of South Lake, Texas learned that their 16-year-old daughter Kristen had broken her curfew, they decided to volunteer the teen for babysitting services via an ad in the local paper. This advertisement featured their daughter's photo along with big, bold letters that screamed, "Want a free babysitter for a night out?" In all, mom and dad sentenced the girl to 30 hours of work. The ad caused quite a controversy after TV and radio outlets got hold of the story. Mr. and Mrs. Roush claimed to think that the idea was humorous, and to their credit, it really was. Unfortunately, with the internet being the internet, online users were quick to start posting memes and more insulting things about the family, referring to dad as a pimp and poking fun of the way Kristen dressed. Still, Robert upholds that he didn't regret placing the ad. Props to the parents, because that is a genuinely funny way to punish your kid while at the same time teaching them a lesson. Nice job. 4. Wearing a shirt with your dad's face on it. Okay, so for all we know, this could be a fashion trend in the future. I mean, think about it. We've seen some pretty outrageous fashion styles over the last several years. But hey, if you want to be the hot new trendsetter in fashion, look no further than this. You too can have your dad's angry face on your shirt for the low price of not obeying your father. This one you might have seen floating around the Reddit wastelands when a dad decided that the perfect punishment for his daughter breaking curfew was to pull a mean face and get it printed on her new uniform for school. We're guessing his plan behind this shirt was to scare the boys away from his little princess with his scowling face over the words "try me," but we're pretty sure most people would have thought this guy was a clown. Or maybe they would want a shirt with his face on it too. I mean, I'd buy one. All we know is that this dad is a pro at parenting and can now add being a fashion icon to his resume.
3,
Dad makes daughter sword fight. This one is just downright crazy. One father in Washington state literally went medieval on his 16-year-old daughter when she left home without permission. What do you think he did? Grounded her? Had a serious talk with her about the dangers of leaving home at a young age or something along those lines? Nope, he did none of those. Instead, he made the teen don armor and wield a wooden sword so that the two could resolve their conflict in a decidedly non-peaceful way. This sword battle occurred only after the 38-year-old man hit his daughter with a switch. As you'd probably expect, the authorities were soon called to the scene of the sword fight, where they apprehended the father. The dad reportedly defended himself by claiming since the girl was 16, she was old enough to fight out their differences. You can't make this stuff up. Obviously, this line of thinking was not enough to convince officials, who ended up charging him with assault. So we guess the saying is true: violence doesn't solve anything.
2,
Dog poop in a bag. We can't tell if this is an elaborate prank or an actual punishment. Either way, we're not going to lie, we'd feel sorry for that kid, but we'd also probably laugh. This weird form of punishment happened in LA when a child didn't do the chore of picking up his pet dog's poop. So, to teach him a lesson, his parents decided he would have to walk around with it all day. The poop. It's funny, but at the same time, it's also harsh, and all the smiles go away when you find out that these same parents also forced their kid to sleep outside with that same dog. Suddenly, things aren't so funny anymore. All we can say is that these parents are disgraceful for not allowing their kid to sleep indoors. Punishment or not, there is definitely a line you can't cross.
1,
Hot sauce. This one just seems downright cruel. This punishment will easily make kids weep for the days where classic punishment of the old soap in the mouth was still a widespread method for teaching kids discipline. Replacing soap with hot sauce seems almost too harsh. This punishment was highlighted on an old episode of everyone's favorite fake TV psychiatrist, Dr. Phil. Come on, let's be real, he's fake. Which showed a mother punishing her child for lying by burning away his taste buds and then forcing him to take a cold shower, all because he lied about fighting over pencils at school or something else that's just as meaningless and as mundane as that. We do suppose things could have been worse for this kid. His mother could have forced him to down some other disgusting condiments like mayonnaise or Marmite, or even worse, mixed all of them together and had him eat that. And that's our list. Did we leave any ridiculous punishments out that you know about? If so, let us know in the comments below, and please remember to subscribe and tap the bell button to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.